Title: Advocacy in Action, Darren Fonzseau's Plea for Workers' Rights and Human Rights in Washington State. Byline: Darren Raye Fonzseau, Pro Se litigant. Date: January 4, 2024. Introduction: In a compelling appeal to Washington State's lawmakers, Darren Raye Fonzseau, a passionate advocate for injured workers' rights, has raised significant concerns about the state's workers' compensation system and its impact on human rights. Fonzseau's recent correspondence with Senator Jim Robinson, Representative Julio Cortes, Representative Mary Fosse, and the Attorney General's office underscores the urgency and gravity of these issues. Background: Fonzseau, a resident of Everett, Washington, has been a vocal critic of the current workers' compensation system, which he believes fails to adequately represent and protect injured workers. His advocacy is driven by personal experiences and extensive interactions with others who have faced similar challenges within the system. Key concerns highlighted: representation and conflict of interest. Fonzseau points out a potential conflict of interest where the State Attorney General's office, which should represent all parties, seems to primarily advocate for employers and the state in workers' compensation claims. Human rights and workers' rights. The current system, according to Fonzseau, inadequately protects the human rights of injured workers, particularly in terms of fair representation, access to adequate benefits, and justice within the legal system. Need for an ombudsman. Fonzseau advocates for the establishment of an independent ombudsman for workers in Washington state to provide oversight, advocacy, and support, ensuring their rights are protected. Fonzseau's request for action. Fonzseau urges a thorough review of the workers' compensation system, focusing on the representation and rights of injured workers. He calls for an investigation into the current representation structure's potential conflict of interest and the feasibility of establishing an independent ombudsman. Broader implications. Fonzseau's concerns extend beyond individual cases to broader issues of justice, fairness, and human rights in Washington state. His call for action is not just a plea for injured workers, but a demand for systemic change in how the state addresses workers' compensation. Conclusion: Darren Raye Fonzseau's relentless pursuit of justice and fairness for injured workers in Washington state raises critical questions about the effectiveness and fairness of the current workers' compensation system. His advocacy underscores the need for a system that truly represents and protects the rights of all workers, ensuring that their voices are heard and their rights upheld.